Welcome to Southwest Desert, where adventure meets the arid beauty of the American Southwest. Join us as we explore the rugged landscapes, uncover hidden historical gems, and dive deep into the rich legends and culture of this iconic region. Subscribe now and hit the bell icon so you don't miss out on our latest desert adventures. Please leave a like or comment. This is very helpful. Let's journey together into the heart of the Southwest Desert. In the shadow of Mount San Antonio on October 13, 1854, a wounded grizzly bear burst from the underbrush. The massive creature, bleeding and enraged, charged toward a 75-year-old hunter named Isaac Slover. In that split second, the elderly frontiersman made a decision that would seal both their fates. Abandoning his rifle, Slover drew his hunting knife as the bear closed in. The old mountain man could feel the hot breath of the grizzly, smell the animal's blood mixing with his own, as razor-sharp claws tore into his shoulder. Somehow, he managed to drive his blade deep into the bear's neck. When concerned neighbors found them the next day, both hunter and hunted lay dead, a fitting end to one of the most remarkable lives of America's western expansion. Welcome to Southwest Desert. Today, we explore the extraordinary life of Isaac Slover, a man who rejected civilization's comforts to pursue his dangerous passion until his very last breath. Long before he met his end in that final, fatal encounter, Isaac Slover was born in Pennsylvania. His early life established a pattern that would define him, a restless westward migration in search of new hunting grounds. By his adult years, he had settled in Arkansas as a farmer, though agriculture never captured his heart the way hunting did. Particularly, bear hunting became his defining passion. In 1821, at the relatively advanced age of 41, Slover made the pivotal decision that would transform him from an ordinary frontiersman into a legend. Eager to explore the Western territories and captivated by the trapping opportunities they offered, he joined one of the first pioneering parties to travel the Santa Fe Trail. His participation in this journey would secure his place in history as one of the trailblazers who opened the American West. What made Slover remarkable wasn't just his hunting prowess but his distinct character. Those who knew him described a man of notable quietness and reserved demeanor. In social settings, he maintained a peaceful disposition among companions, yet displayed stubborn independence regarding his hunting practices. This contradiction defined him, a man who could be harmonious in community yet fiercely individualistic in his true passion. Slover's hunting methodology set him apart from his contemporaries. He preferred solitary hunting, often embarking on extended solo expeditions that would last weeks at a time. His self-reliance in wilderness conditions was legendary, as was his resistance to advice. He frequently rejected hunting recommendations, disregarded safety warnings, and maintained unwavering confidence in his personal methods, a trait that would eventually lead to his demise. He even developed his own hunting terminology, referring to grizzly bears as khabibs. When returning from hunts, his typically reserved nature would give way to enthusiastic storytelling, and his reputation for consistent success with dangerous prey spread throughout the frontier. Within a few years of his arrival in the Western Territories, Slover had solidified his reputation as the premier southwestern hunter. His age and experience contributed to his standing, and he developed relationships with other notable frontier figures, including Jim Bridger, Thomas Fitzpatrick, Kit Carson, William Bent, and the Sublette brothers. Younger trappers respected him, acknowledging his superior hunting skills regardless of his advancing age. In 1828, Slover joined what would become known as the Paddy Expedition. Led by Sylvester Paddy and his son James, The trapping party regarded the 47-year-old Slover as both their eldest member and most skilled hunter. The expedition initially focused on the Gila River region, but later the group divided strategically. Slover chose to remain with the Paddies, forming a small group of 7 who continued their journey with the intention of trapping along the Colorado River into Mexico. This decision led to unimaginable hardships. The party faced extreme wilderness conditions, including life-threatening dehydration and severe heat exposure. The physical and psychological toll was immense, so severe that one party member attempted suicide. Both Slover and Sylvester Paddy nearly died from exposure before they were rescued by Christian Indians and nursed back from near-fatal conditions. Their troubles weren't over. After recovery, Mexican authorities arrested them as unauthorized foreign nationals. The party was forcibly transported to San Diego and detained under guard. Eventually, Slover and another trapper named William Pope were released as a pair and authorized to travel to Sonora, possibly as part of repatriation arrangements. Rather than return east, Slover made another life-altering decision. He settled permanently in New Mexico territory, where he married a Spanish woman known as Doña Barbarita. William Pope similarly married a Spanish woman, and both men adapted to Hispanic customs and lifestyle. Slover integrated into the local Spanish-speaking community, creating a unique cultural blend in his household practices. By 1837, 16 years after his initial Western journey and now approximately 57 years old, Slover participated in another significant migration. He joined an organized colonization expedition to California, traveling with his wife as part of a larger group. His friend William Pope initially settled near Los Angeles before relocating to what is now Napa County. Pope's life ended tragically when he accidentally wounded himself with an axe and bled to death. His name lives on in Pope Valley and Pope Creek. Slover, meanwhile, settled in the San Bernardino area, where he held the unique distinction of being the sole Anglo-American in a predominantly Hispanic settlement along the Santa Ana River. 2 communities developed in this location, and Slover emerged as the principal leader of Auamansa. His wisdom and experience formed the basis of his authority, earning respect from his Hispanic neighbors and giving him an advisory role in community decisions. The Slover homestead stood at the base of a mountain near present-day Colton, with a view of the San Bernardino Mountains and convenient proximity to hunting grounds. The household gained fame for Doña Barbarita's culinary excellence, particularly her tortillas, which were renowned throughout the community. Their cabin became a social center known for exceptional hospitality and regularly visited by travelers. Despite his harmonious marriage and respected community position, Slover's passion for hunting never diminished. Into his 60s, he maintained his solo hunting pattern, regularly embarking on multi-day wilderness excursions. By age 65, friends attempted to intervene, warning him about age-related risks. Slover completely disregarded this cautionary advice. His passion for grizzly hunting remained undiminished. It had become so fundamentally tied to his identity that he refused to acknowledge any limitations imposed by age. This brings us to that fateful day in October 1854. At 75 years old, an age when most men of his era would have long settled into quiet retirement, Slover was stalking game on the north slope of Mount San Antonio near Cajon Pass. He spotted a grizzly bear, one of his beloved khabibs, and successfully landed an initial shot. The bear retreated into the underbrush, and Slover noted its unusual size. Cautiously approaching the wounded animal, Slover assessed the risk and prepared himself. What happened next became frontier legend. The wounded bear suddenly erupted from the brush, visibly bleeding and making terrifying sounds of fury. In that critical moment, Slover made a tactical decision that spoke volumes about his experience and instinct. Realizing he had insufficient time for an aimed shot, he abandoned his rifle and drew his knife. The ensuing close-quarters combat was ferocious and brief. Slover could sense the bear's hot breath and smell its blood as he managed a successful knife thrust to the animal's neck. Despite his evasive body movement, he couldn't completely avoid the bear's attack. Though he narrowly missed a fatal bite, the grizzly's claws tore into his shoulder. Slover immediately recognized the wound as mortal. When a search party of concerned neighbors found him, they discovered both hunter and bear had dealt each other fatal blows. Slover was transported to his home, where he died the following day surrounded by community members. In recognition of his significance to the region, the mountain behind Slover's cabin was named in his honor. Slover Mountain stands today as a geographical landmark commemorating this remarkable frontiersman. Isaac Slover's life embodies the spirit of America's westward expansion, a blend of pioneering courage, cultural adaptation, and unwavering passion. From Pennsylvania to California, from farmer to legendary bear hunter, from solitary wanderer to community leader, his journey traces the evolution of the American frontier itself. What makes Slover's story so compelling is not just how he died, but how he lived. In an era where conformity and caution might have extended his years, he chose instead to remain true to his nature until the very end. His final hunt represents a philosophy that to abandon one's passion out of fear is a kind of death itself. For Slover, there could be no more appropriate end than meeting his match in the wilderness he loved, locked in mortal combat with the worthy adversary he had pursued his entire life. In the end, the mountain that bears his name is the perfect monument, rugged, enduring, and silent, much like the man himself. It stands watch over the land he loved, a reminder that some spirits cannot be tamed, even as the wilderness around them gives way to civilization. Join my Patreon community and discover my art print products on my website in the links provided in my description and link above. Also, if you would like a particular image from my videos, give the timestamp for image, and I will upload it to my website and Patreon. Thank you for joining your desert frontiersman Alan for another Southwest story. Check out my large catalog of Southwest videos and playlists on historical tales, legends, lost gold stories, and adult bedtime stories. If you like a certain image from my videos, tell me in comments and give timestamp. Happy trails. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more great content. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. See you in the next video.